Today on Roy's Studio Adventures, Talk of the Town edition, Pat Raimondo and Chris Hall are going to tour Sessions on the River recording studio in Fort Erie, Ontario, and also talk with owner Chris Curry. At this amazing studio, you can record in a world-class recording studio, broadcast your next concert at Sessions in front of a live studio audience, also stream to the world, and much, much more. I will leave a link to their website in the description below. And that's coming up next on Roy's Studio Adventures.
Welcome. We are in Fort Erie, Ontario. Sessions on the River, fully functional recording studio. This is Talk of the Town. I'm your host for today, Pat Strippin, aka Pat Raimondo. And we're going to go inside. We're going to talk to the owner, Chris Curry. He's going to tell us about his gear, and there's some cool stuff in here. First thing you do is you enter the lounge, and we've got a fully functional lounge here, which is unlike any studio in Canada. So I'm here with Chris Curry, owner of Sessions on the River. Anything you want to say about our first room we enter here?
Well, this used to be the recording lounge. There was no liquor license here. And it was just a place for musicians to take a break while they're recording, chill out. And then over the past 10 years, we decided, because of our events that we did in the back, people would bring coffee in, but then they wanted alcohol. So we ended up doing all these special occasion permits over 2 years. So we got the liquor license, and here we go. One of the first recording studios to have a liquor license in Canada, and probably still the only one as well.
Nice.
As of today.
Now, have there been sessions where you've had the studio locked down and guys are using this as a old school studio lounge still?
Oh yeah, for sure. We have a bartender on staff when we have a recording session. Yeah, so we have a mezzanine upstairs where we sell tickets to recording sessions. We put in 2 bay windows, and they can raise money to like 100% goes back towards the project. So we had for example, the one band sold $50 tickets, and it's an all access on a Saturday. So when we track, they can watch and not interrupt the band. So they come out weekend and track, and they raised over $5,000 towards the recording.
Oh, wow.
So that mezzanine was for that purpose, to help artists get their fans to support their music, because the recording is still expensive. You want to do it right. And we have all the tools here to have a studio access ticket sale for raising money for these sessions.
Now, maybe before we check out some of the gear, we have your ideal benefit of choosing a facility versus a guy with a studio in his basement?
Oh, the biggest thing would be the rooms, right? And the ability to not have to turn off the fridge or turn off or make sure that the air conditioner is not on, or there's a Harley Davidson going by. And then just the treatment of the walls. I know you can do it, and the high ceilings.
The high ceilings.
Yeah, high ceilings. And of course, our heat and cool is all soundproof too. So when you turn it on, you don't hear it.
And from experience, drums sound amazing in here.
We have nice microphones. Our acoustics are good. Our converters are amazing. Yep.
So yeah, we're going to take a look at all the fun stuff. Let's go. So we are in the upstairs lounge area / mezzanine. And you were just saying 1930s or 40s this would have been built up here?
Yeah, it used to be an old movie theater. And then when you're walking around the studio, there's a couple floors that slope down, so you know that's the old aisles where the seats were. Then it was converted probably in the 70s to a bowling alley. That closed down, and then River Audio came in and built a recording studio in the 80s. They left in probably 1989. It was vacant until 96, and that's when I ventured in, and it was in shambles, of course. There's stuff all hanging off the walls.
Is there any equipment left?
Oh no, everything was stripped down. No wires, maybe a few tapes, like cassette tapes. That was about it. So yeah, I started Eclipse Recording Studio in 96, and then we left in 2000, then River Audio. And they left in 2003, and then Sessions came in 2008.
And do you know the square footage approximately of your big recording space?
The entire area that we have is about 3,500 square feet.
And how high are the ceilings?
These are 18 feet high. And the reason is you have that standing wave of 20 hertz, which is about 17 feet 3 inches. So you want to be a little bit above the lowest wave that you record.
He's also got a grand piano down in that corner, which is pretty cool. We're going to go down there and check that out for sure. I just thought this would be a great spot to start because this view is quite a view.
Yeah, and this is where people hang out. They say, do it again, they can't hear you.
If you're taking a break from the actual studio area, he can send a mix up here for you to listen to that you just recorded in a different, fresh environment.
Yeah, you hear the producer, the engineer talking, and of course you hear the music up here. The whole recording session, for sure.
Because it's not MTV Cribs, we're not going to open the fridge.
Just probably a case of beer in there.
Even better. A little bit of a museum here.
Yeah, we got O2R for backup. This is our original Mackie D8B.
Love it. Motu, Mark of the Unicorn.
Yeah,
this was the bee's knees for a while there.
Yeah, we have lots of those.
Oh, I didn't know you had some 900 series stuff.
Yeah, they're just sitting around.
That's cool. What's the deal with this old Fostex?
During the pandemic, there's some musicians who had boxes of stuff that I just bought, and it's an old Fostex. I would never use it, but I just helped out. Cool they needed some money, so I'll buy it.
It looks so cool.
Looked cool to me. Fostex, yeah.
Let me ask you this, Chris. If a budding producer, engineer wanted to buy any of this stuff, is it for sale?
Everything's for sale, but I usually, like I said, I like to hoard everything. I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to sell any of these. This O2R still works. This one doesn't work anymore, though. And our Euphonics 2000 is for sale, actually.
Even just this desk?
Yeah, that's...
The Euphonics 2000, if anyone is interested, had a lot of great classic records put through it.
Yeah, it recorded Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill.
Yeah. You said ZZ Top, maybe?
No, I think it was B.B. King.
B.B. King. I knew it was 2 letters.
Yeah. It was originally in California, then Memphis, Tennessee, and then Fort Erie, Ontario.
And it had some modifications and upgrades along the way, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But there's some history to that desk, which is pretty cool. You can search it on YouTube, and you can actually find different parts of that story from that desk.
It comes with 2 computers. It's got 4 towers, extra trays. Because it's old, it needs a lot of parts to keep it going.
So what I would like to show them now is
the new console.
The reason you got rid of the old desk.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. So we're going to head downstairs into the control room.
This is their latest console. It's a Euphonics System 5. It's in a lot of broadcasting studios, along with a lot of film editing suites and a lot of studios. It was the last one that Euphonics ever made, and it was bought out by Avid. So you can see here it's got Avid logo and the old System 5 Fusion. And these are all the modules, your converters, your ins and outs, your monitors.
So basically, your preamps and microphones are going to go into these units.
Goes into MADI cables under the floor and into our computers there. And that's where we use our patch bay, which is called PatchNet, to patch it into our configuration over here.
And how many channels can you do simultaneously?
This console can do 48 channels simultaneously. Right now we're at 24. We can go up to 32 with a little bit of modification.
So 32 channels simultaneous will accommodate pretty much any band nowadays.
Oh yeah, but we can go further. We just have to do a little bit of mucking around with the setup. You want to have some nice instruments too, right? Some high quality, so that way we can get the best out of the recording. Having, of course, great musicians, great sounding instruments, and then having all the stuff we need to record. And of course, then, it's try to record that hit, right?
And this room is also fully isolated, meaning we could not hear John over there unless we had microphones live, right?
That's right.
Very cool.
Yeah. So you can see there's triple pane glass, and then there's about, depending on where you are, 2 to 3 feet in between, and then another triple pane glass. So glass is very good at soundproofing along with concrete. Not great for acoustics, but it's great for soundproofing. to keep the sound out of here.
And your wall to glass ratio out there is pretty substantial, so the glass isn't going to affect nearly as much as a smaller room.
Right, exactly. And we need the sight lines. We need to communicate with musicians. We need to see them.
This is also as classic as it gets for what a studio should look like.
Yes. Yep.
It reminds me of all of the coolest videos.
All the 80s. It's a classic setup, classic design.
Le Studio.
Le Studio, yep.
Which I wish I could go in Le Studio.
Right?
Yeah, that's right.
Where Rush did a lot of stuff, and a whole bunch of other musicians did as well.
I think having that vibe during a recording session, it can make or break a record even.
Yeah, and that's the most important thing too, is even with live music, when we do a setup and, someone would come in here and say, hey, we can't hear the vocals. Says, no, we're doing a mix for the band. Because if they can hear the music and they feel good, then their performance is going to be better because they love hearing, up on stage. Then we can worry about the main mix later. Same with headphones too, right? You spend a lot of time on headphones. Just make everybody's comfortable with their mix. Then they can just worry about creating.
Which is the beauty of having a larger console like this too. You can accommodate musicians a lot further than a standard home interface.
Yeah, we have 24 auxes.
Yeah, I can make 2 separate monitor mixes at home and then your SOL, right?
Right, we can do multiple mixes, yeah.
You could send the whole band their own separate mix, however you wish. So the digital's all cool and all, but back here, there is a Studer from Abbey Road.
820, yes.
That is as analog as analogs.
Yeah, we got a little, we have this nice little remote too, so we can bring it over here. And the amazing thing when it's running is you don't hear it. You can feel the air, but you can't hear the tape machine. It's pretty cool.
You
can smell it though.
Have you recorded your own records on that yet?
I recorded a few songs on it, yes. Yes, and it's a different way of recording because with analog, you got a signal to noise ratio that you have to be cognitive of because of the tape hiss.
Are you more aggressive then with your input?
We have to use more compression to get the signal higher. Otherwise, if you have a low signal, you get more tape hiss. So we want to push the levels as high as we can go. We don't want to just distort everything.
Right.
Go to the red. Everybody wants to go red. I said, no, that's cool, but that's not recording. Recording is still, you want a clean recording on tape. You don't want to keep pushing distortion because you can't take that away.
One of my favorite recordings ever is Fleetwood Mac Dreams.
Oh, yeah.
And often when I think of analog recording, I think of that tom fill into that giant drum set at the beginning. And it's like, most people can't get that with the cleanest digital, let alone on that analog tape.
That's, it's just a matter of how he hits it, the room.
The Magic Neve console.
The toms. A lot has to do with the setup itself, the room, and then you go from there. And you can, if you get that, you can reproduce it. I would say you can reproduce it digitally or analog. Those are mediums right now. They're not really a factor in 2024.
Right.
It's been a debate in the 90s.
Yep.
The converters were harsh.
Right.
The converters are more to analog sound now than they ever were.
We're closer than ever.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's a moot point. I would say, worry about your music, your instruments, your production.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where you're recording. The means of capturing, to me, is not as important. If you want to go analog, that's great. If you want to go digital, it's great. I love them both.
I'd also like to show this rack because there is some epic goodness here.
Yeah. So we have some different preamps, which add color, right? We have our Euphonics, 32 channels here. Neves here, and then we have a Manley, and we have some distressors as well.
Then the distressors they've become one of the most famous studio pieces nowadays, would you say?
Yeah, for sure. So
why do you think that is?
Because they have some different features. Like every compressor has some different things, right? So it's got some high pass and some distortion effects here, and it's got it's got a nice sound to it. It's distinguished sound, so it's a high quality compressor. So when you record to tape or to digital, and use this compressor before tape or to digital, when you look at the waveform, it's very smooth.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it's doing some
Yeah.
form of limiting also?
Yeah, it does its compression, and it just takes off the tops really smoothly.
Love
and
it.
It keeps the dynamics.
Any favorite microphones you want to show us? I see a
Uh,
TLM 103 over there. That's a classic. Good old Neumann boxes.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, this is the one right here.
Now everyone from Led Zeppelin to Snoop Dogg is wrapped on that microphone.
Yeah, that's the one that
Led Zeppelin didn't rap. Hold on. But you got what I'm saying.
Yeah. Exactly. This is the one microphone that almost every studio has. We had DreamWorks come in here, and they specifically asked for this microphone to do their character voiceovers. So this is they go for about $4,000 or $5,000 for one of these.
So in your opinion, how close does the TLM 103 get?
This has got more clarity. So when you can hear the difference.
You're hearing the fidelity?
You can hear the difference. Yeah, it's got a little brighter end top, and it's just, you don't have to EQ it as much. Closest to what your voice sounds like.
Do you have a favorite go-to for throwing someone in your booth?
A microphone?
Yeah.
Oh, this one.
You'll right away?
Oh, yeah.
Is there a situation where this becomes problematic?
Nope. If it's a U87, I'll use it on everything.
Nice.
If I can.
Sure.
Yeah, we got some Sound Deluxe up here as well. These are pretty cool. Their own preamp, and it's a pretty cool microphone. We got a pair of these.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Very cool. Look at the size of that. Now, is that a tube mic?
Yeah.
So there's the power supply?
Yeah, there's the power supply, yeah.
Very cool.
So it has all the patterns.
Oh, nice.
Right. And we use that for, again, just about anything we can, depending on the frequencies. But we use it in tandem in a pair setting, stereo setting.
So you'd throw that on some drum overheads or something?
Yeah, for sure.
Monitors currently? What do we got?
Those are events.
Oh, events. Okay.
Yeah, they're nice.
Nice. You had Tannoy in here before, right?
Yeah, we got Tannoys. They're out in the front.
Didn't you have some mini Genelecs too?
I love the Genelecs.
Love Genelecs.
Yeah, those are my favorite. I don't switch too much because, your ears are used to a certain type of...
Absolutely.
Right? So I'm used to these ones. And
that's what seems to be the case, that it doesn't really matter what your monitors are as much as learning what your monitors are doing and how they're translating.
Yeah, exactly.
This room's absolutely amazing for just listening back to music. So now we are in this massive recording area.
Yeah, so right now it's set up for a live event coming up on Saturday.
Cool.
Normally we don't have all these lights around.
Oh, is this their lighting rig controller?
That's
okay,
lighting rig, yeah.
Very cool.
So what you see here, the studio is built with concrete, right? So that's the soundproofing. You don't hear thunder or Harley Davidsons or lawnmowers. We have all this concrete here, so we don't hear any of that sound from it. Plus we have another concrete, so it's concrete within a building. So there's concrete outside in the theater building, and then there's concrete inside. And then there's resilient channel, those strips of steel, double drywall, and then we have the acoustic and the fabric on top of it. So you want that sound to stick to the wall just like spaghetti as much as possible. So this is our live room. It has more reflection, has a high ceiling. This is a drum room, or what else do you want to use it for? So there's baffles up there, there's baffles on the ceiling.
There's also sliding glass doors, so this can become another completely isolated area.
Yep.
So if you have a full band and you do need full isolation, you can now isolate the drums from whatever's going on in here. You can isolate the singer in that booth over there. And I mean, if you really had to, we could throw some people in the lounge and we could have someone tracking in there.
Absolutely.
Or also upstairs.
Right, and we have baffles that we bring out too to isolate the amps.
So
also
your creativity is the only thing holding you back in a space like this. House kit, if someone comes to record and doesn't have a drum kit, they can use the drum kit.
Use our house kit. We got a few amplifiers, but I suggest you bring your own amplifiers.
Yeah, bring your own amp for your own sound.
We have a grand piano here. We also do live streaming too. We have Blackmagic cameras, 4K. We have 4 of them. So you can stream your recording session, go in your booth, get the good microphones out.
You could shoot a music video.
Have your little station, you have your water, you have your amp, you have a camera on you. And it's good. We live in a world where it's all about promotion too, right?
And for people that don't know, Blackmagic 4K cameras, motion pictures have been shot on those, right?
Oh, for sure.
They're very high quality cameras.
Look up Blackmagic, and they're totally professional. Yes.
Any events coming up you'd like to shout out?
Yeah, we have Motley Crue this Saturday, which would be October 19th, 2024, if you're watching this video. Then we have, for Halloween, we have Green Day.
That's right. Shout out Tim.
And Scotty Cooper, which is Alice Cooper.
Very cool. So Alice Cooper and Green Day night.
Metallica on the 30th of November.
Cool.
We have Led Zeppelin in the New Year. Tribute. So we do tribute bands or cover bands on Saturdays. If you have your original music, we'd love to showcase your band on Fridays. And on Thursdays, we have open mic here. We just started that a couple weeks ago.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so Thursday night, 7 p.m. Come out. We'd love to hear you.
Sessions on the River, Fort Erie, Ontario. Chris Curry, thanks so much, man.
Well, that wraps up another exciting episode of Talk of the Town. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please share, subscribe, and smash that like button. If you have an idea for a Talk of the Town episode, send your submission to the email address below. For Roy's Studio Adventures, I'm Chris Hall. Thanks for watching.